Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest, and this is a game that I recommend. It plays very fast. It's very straightforward, very few curves. I'm going to demo this game right now. It's going to be a game between the California Angels and the Minnesota Twins in 1974. I have a 5-team replay going on. I'm really enjoying the 74 era year baseball season, and you get all the players. They've got 100 seasons, and there's so much. There's a lot of depth to this game, despite it plays very straightforward. 99% off the cards, pretty much. The only thing you got to learn a little bit is the 20-sided die. An 8 would be a fly out to center field. A 7 would be a fly out to left. You know, an 18 is a fly out to center, and a 17 is a fly out to left. That sort of idea. A 6 is a grounded to short. A 9 is a fly out to right. And anyway, everything that you need is just on one page. There you go. So once you memorize this, it's going to go super fast. Let me demonstrate and start right now. It's Goltz versus Rivers. Lineup for the Angels is Rivers, Nettles, and that's Morris Nettles, not Greg Nettles. Doyle is batting third, which is unusual. Frank Robinson, the DH, cleanup, Valentine, and left field. Shaw, the third baseman. McCraw at first base. Ellie Rodriguez, the catcher, and Dave Chalk is the shortstop. Let's play ball. We're going to read the 2d6s, of course, and then the d20 will be for the type of out. All right, so it's a 44. That should be a single, and it is. Line base hit. All right, we got a runner on first, and it tells me he's stealing with that little plus sign. First, I got to roll a d6 to see if it could be a pickoff attempt. If it's a 1, it's a pickoff attempt. It is not. So I didn't have to use that 6. I rolled it, and there he goes, the throw down, and he is safe with a stolen base. He is a 14. That 6 is below the 14. And the catcher's arm is not, even if the catcher had a great arm, I don't think he does. He has an average arm. That wouldn't be enough to kind of undo that stolen base for Mickey Rivers. Makes sense, right? There you go. Mickey Rivers singles and steals second. Now he's in scoring position for Morris Nettles, the pitch from Goltz, and that is a 45, which is normally an out, and it is to 15. That 15, that 5 tells you it's a ground ball to third, and the runner on second holds. Yep. All right, so let's do that. Ground ball, 5-3, and the runner on second holds. And I couldn't do this 5-team replay without my trusty helper, my Replay Baseball PC game. I use it as a helper. Danny Doyle, opportunity, RBI opportunity, a pitch from Goltz, 55. That's a single, but it's an infield single knocked down by the second baseman. Carew prevents it from going to the outfield. Is going to keep Rivers at third. So first and third for Frank Robinson. We're not playing the infield in. We'll give up the run. Just want to get out of this inning. We don't want chaos in this inning. That 32 will be an 11, which is a ground ball 2. A 2 is a little nubber in front of the plate, and the runners will advance. Rivers sneaks in behind Borgman, who has only one play, and that is to first base. So it's going to go a 2-3. And where is that? 2-3. There it is. All right. So runner scores. So 2 out. Runner 1-0 now, and 2 out. Runner on second. And here's Bobby Valentine, the pitch from Goltz, and it's a 12. It'll be a tapper right back to Goltz. He handles that over to first, and that retires the side. So they limit the damage. It's okay. Here comes Larry Heisel leading it off for the Twins, and that lineup is Heisel, Carew, and Oliva, Killebrew, Braun, and Darwin, and Soderholm, Borgman, and Gomez. Here's the pitch from Bill Singer on the mound, by the way. 13, and that's a fly ball, center field. Rivers comes over, one way. Rod Carew is up and bats from the left side with a 21, which will be a tapper right back to Singer. He throws over to first to McCraw, 2 down. And Oliva. All this is right off the cards. A 34. 34 is a little ground ball up the middle, and that's through in the center field, played by Rivers. Gets it into Chalk, and Tony Oliva slow runner. Harmon Killebrew. Bill Singer gets the sign from Rodriguez, the pitch, and that is a 52. So that's a potential error. The first thing we do is look at this 6, and it's only 1-3. It would be a strikeout, right? If this fell within 1-3, but it's a 6. So we're going to re-roll. We're going to find out it's a 52. This is when I use the fast action cards, and it's a shortstop, right? So it's a grounded to shortstop chalk. Off the top of my head, chalk is, I think, like a 9 or something like that, an 8 or a 9. I don't think it's much higher than that. Oh, no, he's much higher than that. He's at a 13. So let's roll and see. If it's 13 or less, it's an error. And it's an 18. He makes the play, bobbles it for a second, fires the first. And, oh, no, he goes to second to Doyle. That's much shorter. And he gets the out at second. All right. So that was Harmon Killebrew. It's 1-0, top of the second. Goals against Shaw and a 23. Check swing. They check with the first base umpire. Rings him up. 1 away. McCraw. Ty McCraw bats from the left side with a 35. And that'll be a check swing blooper. And that drops in over the head of Gomez. And McCraw is on at first. 35. All right. Ellie Rodriguez. And he is not a hit and run guy. He is a bunt guy. I don't really generally bunt with the one out. Here's a pitch and a 24, which will be a hit by pitch. Now, Ellie Rodriguez was hit quite often, 1-13, and Dave Goltz is wild. That makes it a 16. I rolled a 3, and he is plunked. So that puts runners on first and second. So Goltz is struggling a little bit here in the top of the second. Dave Chalk now. Chalk batted .252 with 5 home runs. Played most of the season, 133 games. Goltz gets the sign, looks over at second base at McCraw, and the pitch. And a 41, that's usually a base on balls, and it's 1-12, and that 11 falls within that range, so that's ball 4. That loads the bases, and here comes the top of the order. Again, we're not playing the infield in, just looking to get out of the inning, giving up another run. It's very early. Mickey Rivers. And he moves quite sluggishly to the batter's box. But he can fly when he gets going. All right, Rivers with the bases loaded, 1 out, see what happens. Looking for the double play. If he hits it hard enough, we can double him. Let's see, what did I lose here? I lost my D20, but that's going to be a 25, and that's going to be an out. But I need my D20, which I lost back here somewhere. Hold on. I'll use this one, a red one. All right, and that will kind of an out. Oh, that's going to be a 5, 4, 3. Double play, they turn it. Yes, sirree. What the doctor ordered, so they get out of a bases-loaded jam. All right, now it's Steve Braun, left-handed hitter, against Bill Singer. Stuff gets stuck once in a while. 62, and that'll be a swing and a miss. Strikes out on the heat, the high heat. Bobby Darwin, who had a good season in 1974, 264, 94 RBIs, 25 home runs. Pitch from Singer. And that's a 55, and that's a drive. And that's going to split the outfield, roll to the wall. Digging for second is Darwin. He's in there easily, standing up. And 1 out, 1 on. Eric Soderholm, pitch from Singer. And the 62 is a swing and a miss. Struck him out on the curveball. And here's Glenn Borgman. Glenn Borgman's been batting fairly well. 57 at bats. He's batting .281. He batted .252. And here's a pitch to Borgman. And that's going to be a 15, which will be a pop-up center field. Rivers comes in under it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. We go to 3. Morris Nettles is up against Dave Goltz. Dave Goltz has struggled in the first 2 innings. Let's see if that changes here, and he strikes out. Nettles on the curveball, and that's Denny Doyle now, third place hitter, which is hard to believe, and this will be a bouncer, second base. Carew sidearms it to first. 2 down. Frank Robinson takes longer to roll the dice, and that's ball 4. So Robinson trots down a 2-out walk, which is never a good thing. Brings up Bobby Valentine, batted .261 with 3 home runs. Pitch from Goltz, and that is going to be a 22, which is a 1-12 single, 13-15 walk, and an 18 is an out. That's a drive to the gap, and Heisel runs it down to end the inning. Luis Gomez leads off. 208 hitter, 16, and that's a tapper right back to Singer, 1 away. Here comes the top of the order again. Larry Heisel leads off. He was a 286 hitter with 19 home runs, 41, and that is ball 4. So he walks. He's on at first. Here's Rod Carew, an excellent hit and run guy, so we're going to try that. There goes the runner, and it's a 9, which is an A, will be a bounce out to second base. Carew is an A. And making the play is Doyle, but preventing that hit and run prevented the double play. So with 2 out, we got a run in scoring position for Tony Oliva, left-handed hitter. Bill Singer with the pitch, a 64, and that will be a fly ball to right. And taking a few steps back is Nettles, but that's the out. That's the 3rd out, and we go to top of the 4th. Paul Shaw leads off against Goltz with a 34, and that's banged up the middle, and that's a base hit for Shaw, who's a slow runner, so he's not a danger to run. Tommy McGraw, not a good bunter. I usually bunt in this situation. 1-0, by the way, California. 1-4-0 for California. 0-2-0 for Minnesota here in the top of the 4th at Metropolitan Stadium. 1974. You've been transported into the past. All right, remember, like and subscribe. And make a comment saying hello to my dogs, my Dachshund, my Doberman, and my Husky. And let's do this. I'm not going to stop anything. Let them bark away. All right, here goes. That is a 43, excuse me. And McCraw with a 43, and that'll be a fly ball to right. Under it is Darwin, 4 out, number 1. Ellie Rodriguez is next. Ellie Rodriguez swings, and that's bounced up the middle, and that's a base hit. And that 11 will be, it's knocked down by Gomez, and it keeps it in the infield, and Shaw has to pull up at second base. So we got first and second. Again, Goltz is struggling in this game. Gave up a lot of hits. His whip was fairly high at 1.3.5. So he does have a bunch of hits, not a lot of walks. So he basically pitches to contact. So let's see what happens here. It's Goltz versus Chalk, first and second, and the pitch. See if they can get out of this again. They've done it a couple of times. Oh, this is a possibility. But that will be a swing and a miss. So it's a 52. It's an error potential. But with the 3, it falls within the KD range of Goltz, and that's a strikeout. So that's a big K, a big out. But this brings up Mickey Rivers. Mickey Rivers can hit. And he is batting .349 in 146 at-bats with 15 stolen bases. Mick the Quick. And he's up here with runners on first and second. And the pitch from Goltz, and that is going to be trouble. And 11 is a ball 4. Mickey Rivers hardly ever walks, but he walks here to load the bases. And he had actually 2 stolen bases. But runners in front of him, so he won't be able to do that. So this brings up a lefty hitter, Morris Nettles, who batted .274. in 175 at-bats, no home runs, so very little power. Mostly a singles guy. Punch and Judy, as they used to call him, I remember that. All right, Dave Goltz, let's see if he can get out of this one. 4th inning, bases loaded, 2 outs, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 36, which is a fly ball to center field, and Heisel is going to be under it. Makes a catch, and again, Goltz somehow avoids complete disaster. Leaves the bases loaded. I think that's the 2nd time. Last time he got out of it with a double play. Here we go to the bottom of the 4th. Killebrew, Harmon Killebrew, who was batting .229 in 96 at-bats, but that season he batted .222, 13 home runs in half the season. He pinch hit a lot. He only had 300 at-bats, played in 122 games. So, all right, here's the pitch from Singer. Let's see if we can. 55, and that's line. Base hit, rips one to left. Played on a bounce by Valentine out there and left. Valentine can play a whole boatload of positions. Steve Braun, who's a 4 bunter, but we're going to use the arm rating, so it may go up by 1 or down by 1. We'll see what happens, who he bunts it to. So Braun, Killebrew he may be slow, yeah, having him a second. But we're going to bunt anyway. There it goes. We're going to bunt, and that is a no good, and that's a possible double play. It's a pop-up to the 3rd baseman, and no double play, so it's popped up, caught by Shaw, and the bunt attempt is is failed. Here's Bobby Darwin, excuse me. Bill Singer gets the sign from Rodriguez and the pitch, and that is a 25 and a 1. Hit right back to Singer. He goes to chalk for 1. The throw to first, not in time. Darwin hustling down the line, avoids the double play. We're in the bottom of the 4th, 2 outs. And here's Eric Soderholm. Guy hit 10 home runs with a 276 batting average. The pitch from Singer, and a 64 will be a tapper right to McCraw at first base. He steps on the bag, and again, well, in this case, it was Singer who avoided any trouble in that inning. We go to the top of the 5th. Doyle. Let's see if Dave Goelz can get through an inning 1, 2, 3. That would be a miracle. And it's going to maybe happen here. We'll see what happens. This is the first out. This lined and caught by Soderholm at third. So it's ripped, and in the opposite direction, Doyle takes that outside pitch and lines it to Soderholm, the third baseman. Here's Frank Robinson, the pitch from Goelz. And a 55 is going to be a drive down the line. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and it's a fair ball. And Braun plays the carom. Here comes the throw to second base, and Carew with the tag, but not in time. Robinson lumbers into second base with a 1-out double. Bobby Valentine. Valentine batted .261 with 3 home runs. He can play second base, third base, shortstop, left field. Oh, Jesus, help me. Hold on a second. I got to shut this door. Sorry, guys. All right. I got the troops going mad. Something's out there. A squirrel or somebody walking by or a dog walking by. All right, here goes. Pitch to Valentine. Run around second, 1 out. And remember, it's a 1-0 game. California leads. That's a 55, and that's going to be lined base hit. And with a 10, that's a 1 base advance. 1 base advance. With 2 outs, it would have been possible advance with looking at the outfielder's arm. Well, actually, it's looking at the runner's speed in that case. With 2 outs, but there's not 2 outs. There's only 1 out. So here's Paul Shaw, and it's going to be first and third. And again, the 5th inning now. We're going to bring the corners in, and the shortstop, second base are looking for the double play. Shaw, pitch from Goelz. Again, Goelz is in trouble. And a 13 will be a 13, which is going to be a ground ball double play. Gomez, tailor-made to Carew, and to first base, 6-4-3 again. Goelz. He better go and play the lottery today because he has everything going for him right now. All right, Borgman leads off the bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0. And that is going to be a 24, which is usually a hit by pitch, but with a 1, and it's a -2. So it's a 2 on Borgman, but the pitcher has a -2, brings it to a 0. I rolled the 1, so that's going to be a tapper right back to Singer for the out. Yeah, I don't roll again on that. I just play whatever the result is. Luis Gomez. And that's a 24, which would normally be a hit by pitch, but Gomez was not hit by a pitch. So it's going to 24 with a tapper to McCraw, who steps on the bag ahead of Gomez. And here's Larry Heisel, 2 out, nobody on. And a 54 is a 54 check. So this is, we're going to look right here. That's when I look, and it talks about the catcher's rating. The catcher's frame rating. Ellie Rodriguez has a frame rating of an N, and he is away, so that's going to be a frame that he does not get. So the umpire calls it in favor of the pitcher, and I'm sorry, the umpire calls it in favor of the batter, and a 2-out walk to Heisel. Yeah, this is one of the few, the only game I know that has catcher framing, which it's very quick. So anyway. Carew, as you see, it doesn't, I didn't have to look anything up or anything like that. Here's Carew. All right. Oh, I'm going to count that as a 22, which is going to be a line drive base hit. And a 4, I look at that red 4, and that 4 tells me he scores from second, but there's nobody on second, so he stops at second. So it's going to be first and second with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up another lefty, Tony Oliva, Bill Singer. Looks in at the sign and shakes off Rodriguez in this one. He's got first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. He leads at 1-0. And Tony Oliva And the pitch, and it's a 45, which will be a line drive to right field, and Nettles in the right place at the right time to make the catch. So Singer protects that 1-0 lead. We go to the top of the 6th, and Goals is still in there versus Tommy McCraw. Left-handed hitter with another 55, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to be one hop off the wall. McCraw digging for second to throw from Heisel, and he is safe at second base with a double. Ellie Rodriguez. So in this case, so we got a good bunter up there. We will a bunt. Well, you know what? He is in scoring position. He's slow though. Yeah. We're gonna bunt, and it's gonna be a good bunt. It's right in front of the plate. Catcher looks at third, but goes to second base. I'm sorry, goes to second baseman Carew, and runners on third base now. McCraw is on third base for chalk. So Goals trouble again with one out. Runner on third. He's trailing 1-0. All right, here's the pitch. Infield in this case will come in since there's nobody anywhere. So we're all in. And I'll show you how that works. That's a 16, and that's going to be an X. So a 16 on an X with one out. I send the runner, and they throw home, and he's out because he did get that X. So it's going to be a 16, and he's a righty, so it goes to the shortstop. So it's going to be a 6-2, and the runner is out at home. So Rivers now with 2 outs and nobody on. One chalk reached on the fielder's choice. Here's the pitch to Rivers. It's a 12, and that's going to be a 1-3 base on balls, but he lifts it to left. Opposite field, Braun and Heisel converge, and it's Braun who makes the catch. All right. Here's Harmon Killebrew, Bill Singer. Bill Singer had 8 complete games. I look at that, and Dave Goals had 5 complete games. So they can go as far as, as while they're pitching well. First of all, there's no fatigue for Singer because he is pitching a shutout. So I just ignore fatigue in this case and just kind of let him pitch until he gives up a run. Here's the pitch. Harmon Killebrew, a 26. And against a lefty, that would be a single. Otherwise, it's just a tapper right back to Singer, who makes the play. And Braun with a 64, and that'll be a bouncer to McCraw at first, who flips to the pitcher covering. Singer hustled over there. And here's a 2-out batter, Darwin, with a 45, and that'll be popped up. That 5 tells me it's the third base. And under it is Shaw, makes the catch, and that retires the side. We go to top of the 7th. Morris Nettles leads off against Dave Goals with a 63, and that'll be a bouncer to the first baseman Killebrew, who handles it and takes it himself, steps on the bag. Doyle now with a 42, and a 42 will be a hard hit ball right up the middle, and Goals grabs it over to first. And he gets Doyle. 2 outs. Frank Robinson with 26 against the lefty. That's a hit. Otherwise, it's a line drive to right. And again, Darwin positioned perfectly to make the catch. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 1-0. 1-8-0 for California. 0-4-0 for the Twins. It's Eric Soderholm against Bill Singer. Oh, he's gone already 7. So we're going to make him. He moves up in terms of his. It should have been after 5, but I forget that. Anyway, so it's 65, and that's a pitcher home run, but it's a -2, so that's not going to happen. So yeah, it's not going to happen. It's going to be a fly ball to left. 1 away. And Borgman with a 32, and that'll be a ground ball to third, and Shaw fires a strike to McCraw at first. 2 away, and Gomez with a 35, and that is going to be a ground ball again to Shaw. Long throw, and makes the play at first to end the inning. We go to top of the 8th. Bobby Valentine leads off. We may have 2 complete games, but let's not -7, that's going to be a fly ball. Left field, backing up to the track is Braun, and up against the wall, he makes the catch. So Valentine just missed that. Here's Shaw. Dave Goles with the pitch, a 44. That's line, base hit. Now we're going to start thinking about possibly replacing Goles. He can go 30. He's gone, that's the first hit. He's gone 33. So he should move down one to basically a B column. So we'll see if he can get through the next batter. McCraw, the pitch, and that's a 64, which will be a 3. And a 3 is going to call for a strong arm first baseman. Killebrew would turn a double play. I don't know that at this height in his career, at 38 years old, he's a strong arm. No, he's a weak arm. So that's going to be a fielder's choice. It's a 3-6 to Gomez. No throw back, but it's 2 outs. And here's Ellie Rodriguez, the pitch, and that's going to be trouble. That's going to be a drive, and that's going to be one hop off the wall in left center field. Braun and Heisel converge to get it, and that's going to be a 3 on a double and 2 bases. F run to 3 bases. They're going to hold up. They're going to hold up McCraw at third base, so that double puts runners on second and third, and that may be all for Dave Goles here. We're going to see what we got in the pen, and we're going to use it. And the way I'll show you how I use the pen, basically I got Campbell's tired. I think I used him a bunch of innings. I got Butler, a lefty, but he's starting in 2 games. So my helper gives me all this information, right? Just like when I start a series versus a team, my helper will tell me what those guys did in the previous games that I don't really know about, right? Because I didn't play those games. I only played the games of 5 teams. Now, we got a guy who's pretty good. He's pitched a lot. Appeared in 12 games, and basically, what is the date of this game? Hold on a second. Let me look and see what date we're in, because I also measure that. May 18th, so we're in the middle of May, so that's not bad. So we could definitely bring in, but Chuck is a righty. So let's go again. We're going to go to the bullpen and take a peek at what we got. Righty versus righty. I could let Goles. No, he gave up another hit, so he should move down, right? Should move down to the C column, which is not good. Got a lot of singles and walks on that column. We got a guy named Corbin. Corbin, not a very good pitcher. And then we got Bert Blyleven, but he did not do any relief appearances. So we're going to stick with Goles here. We're going to stick with Goles against Dave Chalk, see what happens, see if we can get out of this inning, and then we'll worry about the next inning. Here goes the pitch, and that's a 65, a -5 to 13. That's going to bring it down to an 8, and an 11 is going to be a tapper right back to Goles. Grabs it over to first, and that retires the side. Goles got really lucky there with that 65. And he had a pretty high number at home runs, 1 to 13. But Chalk doesn't hit many home runs, so he lost 5, made it an 8. We rolled an 11, which if it would have been another player with no negative on the home runs, Chalk hit hit 5 home runs. So he did play the whole season. Anyway, so he does have a little negative there. He can still hit them, but it's not going to happen that way. All right. So let's do it. Heisel here in the bottom of the 8th. So this is an opportunity for Minnesota, who's trailing only 1-0. It's 1-10-0 for California, 0-4-0 for Minnesota. Singer is in the 8th inning of a shutout. And the pitch to Heisel with 32, and that'll be a fly ball right field. Nettles over to his right and makes the catch, 1 away. Rod Carew now. Rod Carew batting .389 and 131 at bats, and a 65 is a -9 on home runs. That's really a lot of minuses. -2 for Singer, -9, that's -11. That's a fly ball. Well, I'll call it an 18, which is a fly ball center field. Mickey Rivers, he's there, 2 away. And Tony Oliva. With a 35, and a 35 will be ground ball shortstop, Chalk. And that retires the side. Mickey Rivers leads off. We still got Goles in there. How many? Goles only had 5. Pitching well here, though. Let's see what happens with the first batter. He's on his C column, which is the worst column. 1-1. Snake Eyes is with a 12, his ball 4, and that's going to give Rivers 2 opportunities to steal. There's a double, a plus sign. So I'm going to show you how that's going to work in a minute. And we're going to replace goals because there's a lefty here. But then what we're going to do is pinch hit. So we're going to go with Bergmeyer, who's probably the best guy in the bullpen for the Twins in a close game. I would kind of go with the best guy, right? Let's see. Bergmeyer's in. And we're going to roll for him, see what kind of stuff he has. He will have some... Ooh. See, he will have his pretty good stuff. All right, with the modifier for the lefty pitchers. And Nettles. Morris Nettles is going to be pinch hit for. We're going to bring in a righty. Righty is going to be Lennis, I think is how you pronounce his name. We also have Bob Oliver. I'm going to bring in Bob Oliver to pinch hit, but then Oliver can play left field. I think that's where Nettles was. So we're going to bring in Oliver. Let's grab. So at the end here, it takes a little while, but newer, more modern games take forever to play. These are pretty fast. Not a lot of changes. So Bob Oliver's coming in. He'll go out to left field. And top of the ninth, 1-0 California, hoping for more. Oh, we got to settle the issue with the steals. So first we're going to roll to see if there's a pickoff. And there's no pickoff. Let me get these little, here's my dogs out of here. All right, and so he's going to go. We're going to use that 5. And he steals the base, but there also is a check on Borgman with a 5. 1 to 5 is a check on the catcher's error rating. His error rating is 0, so there will be no error. Stolen base. Now we're going to do that again. Here goes. Pick off and say, oh, there's a potential pickoff. All right. So Bergmeyer is a lefty with an average arm. So we're going to go use this little card. Pickoff attempt. A lefty with an average arm. 1 to 6, he is out. 18 to 20, there's a throwing error. Oh, a 13, so he gets back safely. All right. So there's no steal there. And again, Oliver with Rivers at second. There's nobody out. We're going to intentionally walk Oliver. And we're going to face Doyle here. Lefty hitter, lefty on lefty. The pitch, and we could have bunted. We are going to square. We're going to square to bunt, and it's going to be a good bunt. Catcher feels it. Over to first, 2-4. And both runners move up. So Doyle surprises everybody, batting third and bunts it. You'd think he was, going to swing the bat, but obviously not a really good hitter. But they put him in that third spot. God knows why. Frank Robinson's up now. Again, we're going to walk Robinson. Load the bases for Valentine. And we are going to bring the corners in middle halfway, hoping for that double play with 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a 33, which is a line drive base hit with a 17. And that's going to bring in Rivers scores easily. Oliver right behind him. And going to third is Frank Robinson. So a big, huge hit. That breaks the game open here in the top of the ninth. 3-0. A big clutch hit by Bobby Valentine. Paul Shaw now against Bergmeyer. The pitch, and that's going to be a 32, which is going to be a drive, and that's trouble. That's going to fall in there, and Shaw, let's see, with a 15 on doubles, that's going to be 2 bases with 2 outs. So they're going to, Robinson scores. Valentine's going to pull up at third base, and at second base with an RBI double is going to be Paul Shaw. That's off the Bergmeyer card. Bergmeyer seemingly gave up a lot of doubles. Tommy McCraw, lefty. We're going to bring in a righty here. And it's going to be, again, the guy named Lennis, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Got to look that up. I'm not going to do it right now. But if you know, let me know if you like California during this era. Most of us started in this era. We started playing in this time period. 70s, mid-70s, early 70s. Some of us a little bit earlier, a little bit later. So Lennis is going to come in. He's a right-hander, and he'll stay into whatever we have to do. We'll do it. He can. I think he doesn't play first base, but we'll see if we can bring Bob Oliver to first and put Lennis out in the outfield. All right, here's the pitch. Second and third, infield's in here. Set 41. That's going to be ball 4. So that's going to load the bases. Kind of pitched around him to load the bases. We didn't want to walk him directly because we tried that twice. It didn't pay off. All right, so here is Rodriguez. We are... oh, that was a bases loaded walk. Ouch. Is that a bases loaded walk? No. So Rivers scored. Oh yeah, I got 4-0. Let me go back here. I got 4. I thought it was 3-0, but somebody else scored. Let me look at the play-by-play of the inning. So it was a walk to Rivers, and then Rivers steals, and then a sacrifice second and third, intentional walk, bases loaded. So Bobby Valentine, Rivers scores, so that was 2 runs, and then with the double, another run scored. Yep, it's 4-0. 4-12-0 for the Angels, 0-4-0 for the Twins. And here's Rodriguez. Infield will be in, and the pitch to Rodriguez with a 45, and a 45 will be a ground ball. And let's see. That is a ground ball out, but it's going to be the shortstop. So he's going to go home for the force at home. It's a 6-2 force out. And here's Chalk with a 35, and that 35 will be a fly ball right field. Darwin makes the catch, but the Angels pick up 3, making it 4-zip. And in right field, we're going to have, who are we going to have? Lennis in right field, and the first baseman will be Oliver, just like I said. All right, so it's going to be Killebrew leading off against Bill Singer, who's looking for a shutout. See if he can get it. Here's again, I dropped that. All right, it's going to be Jesus. I'm using 2 20-sided dice. All right, there it is. It's going to be a 14, which is a ball hit right back up the middle. Singer stabs at it and grabs it and throws it over to first. 1 down. Steve Braun, the pitch with a 41, and that'll be ball 4. Again, there's no fatigue right here with a shutout. Darwin now, the adrenaline is pumping him, and he is not tired, not feeling tired right now. Darwin against Bill Singer. We could pinch hit here, bring in a lefty. Holt. We're going to bring in Holt, pinch hit lefty. Here you go. Oh, wait, we're not going to pinch hit for Darwin. We're not going to do that. He's like one of the better hitters, so we're going to undo that. We're going to save Holt for somebody else. First of all, I got Braun up. I got 1 out. It was a walk to Braun. Okay, it was a walk to Braun. And then it's going to be Darwin. All right, there it is. And here's the pitch by Singer. And that's going to be a 62. A 62 will be a strikeout. Got him. High heat. So Bill Singer reaches back for a little extra and strikes out Darwin. And that brings Eric Sauter home. We want to save Holt for that last place. We're going to let Sauter home bat. Pitch from Singer. It's going to be a 64, and that should do it. It's going to be bounced to third base. Shaw goes to second to Doyle for the force, and that's the ball game. So you watched a great pitching performance by Bill Singer. Bill Singer did complete 8 games, 1.3 WHIP, 7 and 4. Pitched. He started 14 games, and then he was injured that season. For the rest of that season, only had 109 innings pitched. But anyway, picks up a shutout here of the Minnesota Twins. Gets the win. He's 5 and 4. Dave Goles gets the loss. He's 1 and 1. What can I tell you? It was Singer all the way. 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Faced 34 batters, and that's it. Hitting wise, it was Paul Shaw had 3 hits, raised his batting average to .386. He doesn't play very often, so that's not representative of what he'll do. And a couple of Angels had 2 hits each. Valentine batting .261 with 2 hits. McCraw, a guy who doesn't play very much either, bats .446 with 2 hits. And Ellie Rodriguez raised his batting average to .237 with 2 hits. And that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and the demo of Fall Classic Baseball. I will be demoing very soon. I will be demoing its sister game, a little bit different and plays pretty fast as well. And that is Field Day Baseball. So that's about it. And I will have a deep drive game again. So remember, like and subscribe, and please comment. I always embrace and welcome comments. Love to have chats with you guys. Take care now. Be good.